Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bashem, Moshe, Bashem, Bakakadash, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh, Shalom. Double honor to the elders of GMS, great Muslim, Shalom. Shalom to the elect of the 12 tribes who are scattered abroad. Greetings, because of the hopeful elect, because we do not know who the elect are. So, this topic hit me real hard. Alright, so, who are the real X-Men? Think about it. For bros that's been in this truth, you know already. For sisters that's been in this truth, you know already. Who are the real X-Men? Let's get into it. Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a physical place, but Jerusalem can also be a people before it's a place. So go through the midst of Israel. You know, judgment must first begin at the house of Yahweh, beginning at the Israelites, beginning at them that know they're Israelites, as the scriptures talk about. So put a mark. Remember the X-Men, their symbol is what? The X. Remember that X. A mark. Click on it.
Strong's H8420. Tav. Tav.
The letters here is a Tha and a Wa. Mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. This is a spiritual mark, by the way. Spiritual mark. Tha and a Wa. Now, let's go to Paleo Hebrew. Got it right here. See that T? Tha. Tha. For the Paleo Hebrew, which looks like, for English, the shape of an X. And what is the symbol of the X-Men? An X. John chapter 14, verse 12. Red letter, words of Yahushua. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. Red letter, words of Yahushua. So, in these last days, you're going to have certain men with spiritual powers. In the time of Jacob's trouble increases, you are going to have men that are going to gain spiritual powers in that time. Now, if you don't know what spiritual powers is superpowers. The X-Men, they have superpowers. And these men would be the ones that would have that Tha on them. That Tha, the mark from exemption of judgment. It was a Tha and a Wa. Those men would have that. Correct? Yes, they would have that. They would have that because they would be of the elect, and they would be exempt from judgment. And they would attain spiritual powers because they were of the elect. So who are the true X-Men? Elect men. Now, for any women that might think, well, on this side, spiritual powers are just for the men. In the kingdom of heaven, no women will have spiritual powers. Exodus chapter 34, verse 31. And ye, my flock, a flock of my pasture of men, and I am your God, saith the Lord Yahweh. And I am your power, saith the Lord Yahweh. So on this side, spiritual powers is for the men, not the women. However, the kingdom of heaven, the women will have spiritual powers. And any children that would be considered of the elect that would get saved, they would have spiritual powers as well. So who are the real X-Men? The Israelite men. You know, you read about David and his mighty men. Let's bring it up. You read Psalm 144. And the scriptures talk about he maketh my feet like hinds' feet. 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 8. These be the names of the mighty men whom David had. The Tachmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Adino, the Eznite. He lifted up his spear against 800 whom he slew at one time. And you know it wasn't like 800 men on their deathbeds. You know it was 800 men that could fight. And so on and so forth, whatever weapons and armor they would have had. It's amazing. You there with somebody 800 people come running after you, say, let's run. And that brother says, nah, we fight. And he wins. You know the kingdom of heaven which is coming to earth. It's beginning with the elect first. From Yahweh by Shemel Shai, the elect are going to have them abilities even greater. And the 2/3, they come back in the kingdom. As we look about the book of Romans, all Israel shall be saved. They shall come out of Zion, the deliverer, which shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Shall come out of Israel, Zion. Israel can also be referred to as Zion, the deliverer. Shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Who is that? Yahushai. The name Yahushai means Yah, meaning he. Yahushai means saves, delivers. So the name Yahushai means he saves, he delivers. The name of the Father is Yahweh, which means Yah, meaning he. Hawa means exist. Yahweh means he exists. Shall turn away uncleanness from Jacob. God be under the new covenant, never going to sin again. Now the Israelites. Reincarnation is a biblical concept. The 2/3 will come back as the children of the elect. Yahushua spoke about, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And some they was listening to dead prophets. Some of them are listening to dead prophets, like Jeremiah. They knew Jeremiah would have to come back, just didn't know when. And as he's written about the Apocrypha, there is no remembrance of former things. There's no remembrance of former lives. Matthew chapter 16, verse 13. When Yahushua came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say that thou art John. Some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, one of the prophets. Jeremiah was dead by this point, so they knew Jeremiah would have to come back in the reincarnation cycle. They just didn't know when, and they didn't know who. As is written about the Apocrypha, there is no remembrance of former things. There is no remembrance of past lives. It goes on. He saith unto him, but whom say ye that I am? And Simon answered and said, thou art the Hamashiach, the Son of the living, says God, Son of the living power, referring to the Most High Yahweh. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto you, it's like it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. You know, Yahweh Shemashai has revealed secrets to his servants, the prophets, as is written about in the book of Amos, Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 11. There is no remembrance of former things, past lives, but remembrance of past lives as well. Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come hereafter. Nine 17. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9 verse 17. In thy counsel, who hath known it, except thou give wisdom and send thy Holy Spirit from above? Yahweh Shemashai sent his Holy Spirit from above upon who? His men. And they revealed the secrets. Amos chapter 3 verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. See that? They got the secret of the name. What is his name? What is his son's name? Without in his tell. Proverbs chapter 30 verse 4. Who hath ascended up into heaven? Or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name? Thou canst tell. What is his name? Yahweh. What is his son's name? Yahushai. If you don't know the secret of that, which has been declared throughout all the earth, the prophets would know, the true prophets. Read about Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 18 and then go on to verse 19. Now back onto the point. Yeah, that Yahweh Shemashai will be dealing with that man that's like 800 men at one time. When was the last time you seen a man take down 800 men? No telling what weapons and stuff they had back then. Which ones were they carrying? You see a man coming at you with a sword, but then he throw the sword, then he pull out 2 daggers and come running at you. So you got to dodge a sword, and then you got 2 daggers coming right behind that. And it's 800 men. You know, they could fight, not 800 men on their deathbeds. So I'm going to talk about, and Yahweh wrote a great victory. Truly, boy. Because how they get them powers in the ancient world like that? Did they eat, drink, and sleep well? Drink plenty of juice? Is that how they got them powers? No. Ultimately, the Heavenly Father Yahweh gave them their powers. No, the Heavenly Father Yahweh gave them powers. So, one man goes to war against 800 and wins. That's spiritual powers right there. That man has superpowers. 2 Samuel 23 verse 9. And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, the Ahonite, if you pronounce it. One of the three mighty men with David when they defied the Philistines that were gathered together to battle, and the men of Israel were gone away. He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword. And Yahweh wrought a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to spoil. Yahweh wrought a great victory that day, not the man. Because where was he getting that superpowers from? Ultimately, it was the Heavenly Father Yahweh he got the spiritual powers from. And after him was Shammah, the son of Ahi, the Haroite. And the Philistines were gathered together into a troop where it was a piece of ground full of lentils, and the people fled from the Philistines. But he stood in the midst of the ground and defended it and slew the Philistines, and Yahweh wrought a great victory. See, the Most High Yahweh winning a great victory once again. And 3 of the 30 chiefs went down and came to David in the harvest time unto the cave of Adullam, and the troop of the Philistines pitched in the valley of Rephaim. And David was then in an hole, and the garrison of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. And David longed and said, Oh, that one would give me drink of the water of the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate. Man, he was thirsty. The 3 mighty men brake through the host of the Philistines and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate, and took it and brought it to David. Nevertheless, he would not drink thereof, but poured it out unto Yahweh. Man, he got thirsty and they went. Something like that nowadays, you have to wait till later for us to get you water. But they broke through. And he said, Be it far from me, O Yahweh, that I should do this. I should do this. Is not this the blood of the men that went in jeopardy of their lives? Wherefore he would not drink of it. These things did these 3 mighty men. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was chief among 3. And he lifted up his spear against 300 and slew them, and had the name among 300. Was he not most honorable of 3? Wherefore he was their captain, howbeit he attained not unto the first 3. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in a time of snow. Slew a lion. Anybody, you know about lions, but feel free to do a YouTube search. Be careful about any blood, anything that might show up. But if you do a YouTube search, you think, wow. And he slew an Egyptian, a goodly man, and the Egyptian had a spear in his hand. But he went down to him with the staff and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand and slew him with his own spear. So it sounds like this Egyptian was a good fighter. Was he not? He was a good fighter. It wasn't like he went down, it was some old Egyptian man, could barely walk, and he's limping with a spear. He goes, no. The Egyptian must have been a good warrior. These things did Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, and had a name among 3 mighty men. He was more honorable than the 30, but he attained not to the first 3, and David set him over his guard. And it goes on the rest. Yeah, it goes on. So now you know who the real X-Men are. The elect men in these last days. The women will attain spiritual powers in the kingdom of heaven, but on this side, it is just for the men. You know, that's something. A brother could be on the older side of things. He gets spiritual powers, and he be moving like a young man. Better than a young man, actually. Don't want to butcher it. He move better than a young man. Because even young men naturally only move but so fast. Brother be running at 100 miles an hour. Remember, Yahushua spoke about, we read the piece about earlier. Greater works than these shall you do. Greater works than these shall you do. John chapter 14, verse 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me. Red letter words of Yahushua. He that believeth on me. This is Yahushua speaking. The works that I do, he shall do also. It says, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. Greater works than what Yahushua did. Yahushua walked on water. That's pretty significant. Multiply it on the food. Walking on water, multiplying food. You don't know how it's going to go on these last days. Scripture talks about my servant shall eat, shall be hungry. My servant shall sing for joy of heart. But the two-thirds are going to have vexation of heart. Going to be famines out here. But imagine having the ability to reach into a bag and have an infinite supply of food. Same thing with a cup. That cup will never run out of water. That container will never run out of water. What did Moses do? He hit a rock and water came out. Numbers chapter 20, verse 11. And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. Might hit a rock, or water might just come gushing out of the rock like a water bottle. We might get water bending abilities like Avatar and draw water from thin air. And the spiritual powers will be faith-based, coming from Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai. You would have those abilities because of Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai. Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai has increased your faith to the point where you have spiritual powers. Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai is dealing with you to the point where you have spiritual powers. On the right-hand side, Isaiah chapter 65, verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter, the two-thirds. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. When I called, Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai is called by the way of the prophets. The scriptures talk about, many are called, few are chosen. The few that are chosen are the elect. Many were called, though two-thirds were called, but they were not chosen before the foundations of the world, predestinated. And the scriptures talk about, the book of Romans, them also he predestinated. And whom he predestinated, he justified. And whom he justified, he glorified. That the scriptures talk about. He did not answer. Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai is called by the way of his prophets, his men. Isaiah talks about, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. True prophets have been doing this. Deuteronomy 18, and verse 19. That's not where I want it. Deuteronomy 18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. All that I shall command him. Oh, so what was commanded of him? The words of Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai. Verse 19. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken to my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. Speak in my name, the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai. See, the true prophets do it, not speaking in my name, the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Not my name, literally, not me, but speaking in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He shall speak in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. See, the true prophets doing that now. Proverbs chapter 9 talks about wisdom hath sent forth her maidens. She crieth upon the highest places of the city. She's in chief place of concourse. Who are the maidens? The prophets. Who are the maidens that wisdom hath sent for? The prophets. When I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and chose that wherein I delighted not. Isaiah chapter 55, verses 6 and 7. Read that. Seek ye Yahweh Hashem Yahushai now while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Seek Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. You know, Yahushai spoke about, no man cometh unto the Father but by me. We cannot go to the Father directly. We need Yahushai. Yahushai spoke about praying in my name. Praying in the name of Yahushai. So, Yahweh in the name of Yahushai. Bahasham means what? Ba meaning in. Ha means the. Shah means name. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Cannot go to the Father directly. Seek Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Seek Yahweh in the name of Yahushai. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return to Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, our power, for he will abundantly pardon. Remember, wrath and mercy come from him. Ooh, let's get scared. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, also known as the book of Sirach, start at 5 verse 1. Set not thy heart upon good, and say not, I have enough of my life. Set not thy mind, meaning your mind. Follow not thine own mind in thy strength, to walk in the ways of thy mind. Thy own strength, truly. And say not, who shall control me from my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long-suffering, he will in no wise let thee go. Nahum chapter 1 verse 1, the burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum the Elkoshite. Have you pronounced that? The power is jealous, and Yahweh revengeth. Yahweh revengeth, and is furious. Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he will preserve his wrath of his enemies. It's scary. He will in no wise let thee go. The power is jealous, and Yahweh revengeth. The king of terrors revengeth. Yahweh is known as the king of terrors in the book of Job. Remember, Yahushua spoke about, I and my Father are one. Not one in the same entity, but all one accord. Now to prove that also, Yahushua and his Father are two separate entities and not one, Yahushua does not know he's coming back, as he spoke about. So, if the Father and Son are the same, why don't the Son know he's coming back? Because they are two separate entities. Yahushua spoke about, my Father is greater than I. Thus proving further, Yahweh the Father, the Most High, and Yahushua the Son, the second in command underneath the Father, are two separate entities. Now the scriptures talk about, to which of the angels did he at any time say, Thou art my Son, this day have I begotten thee? To which of the angels said he at any time, This day have I begotten thee? Thou art my Son. Remember, to which of the angels? So Yahushua is an angel, if you didn't know. As Apostle Paul spoke about, and it's also written about in the book of Psalms. Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power. He will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea, maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languisheth, and come out. The flower of Lebanon languisheth. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence, yea, the world and all that dwell therein. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt. Can you melt a hill, mortal man? Can you make the hills melt? Can you quake the mountains? Can you make the mountains quake before you and the hills melt? Can you burn it up like this at your presence? And don't give me no, well, you're going to set something on fire. No. Who can stand before his indignation? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. Yahweh is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. Yahweh Shemel Shai is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. Read Jeremiah chapter 30. It's going to talk about, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who is the he? He is the elect. You will have men and women that are saved out of the day of Jacob's trouble. Any children that be considered the elect, they will be saved out of the day of Jacob's trouble as well. Read beforehand from verse 7 as well. Wow. But with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. What do you imagine against Yahweh? What do you imagine against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up on the second time. Sakya shall not rise up the second time. Alright, then it goes on. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is slow to anger and great in power. It will not all acquit the wicked. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hath his way in the whirlwind, and the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is long suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. So you think I got away? No, you didn't, Johnny. These Rothschilds didn't get away with nothing. You just imagine a visible string, and you got somebody going on saying, I'm getting away, I'm getting away. That person was long suffering with you. Now they tug on that string. Now, here comes the judgment, the punishments, and the justice being executed upon you. Because when judgment gets executed upon Esau, that's going to be justice executed upon him. You go to court, the judge serves out the justice. Esau's going to get justice executed upon him. Sirach chapter 5 verse 5. Considering propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin, and say not, his mercy is great, he will be pacified for the multitude of my sins, for mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners. Mercy and wrath come from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Make no tarrying turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten, they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. And did evil before mine eyes, and chose and did that, and did choose that wherein I let it not. Just reading about that. Those that did that, they get destroyed. Isaiah chapter 65 verse 13. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. My servant shall eat. However, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai feeds his people, and by his people equals the elect. And by people, I mean the elect. For the 2/3 of the nation of Israel will be starving out here. Whatever they do and stuff happen to them, because there's going to be famines out here. And you're all going to have 2/3 Israelites starving. They might end up into that cannibalism stuff, cannibalism. You're not supposed to do that. They might be eating dead bodies that's been offered in the past 3 days. Then you're gonna have some that's just gonna be starving. You got people out here down to starvation. People kept his food, so on and so forth. But the elect, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. You 2/3, you're gonna be hungry out here. Why? Thus saith the scriptures. Behold, my servant shall drink, but you shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but you shall be ashamed. On the natural note, people don't even have a hard time going for not eating for one day. How much more during them times? Verse 14. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of mine. Going to the Hebrew, therefore, it's the mind. Lead you back to love. But ye shall cry for sorrow of mind, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Howl. Not just going to be like, oh, boo, 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 hoo. You're going to howl for vexation of spirit. And you shall leave your name for a cousin to my chosen, for the Lord Yahweh shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name. Shall slay thee. Nobody Shema Shai is going to slay these 2/3 out here. Now the Spirit's created for vengeance getting them. Read about Sirach, chapter 39. And Yahweh Shai, read John chapter 5, verse 22 and 23. Go to it for edification's sake. Get the red letter. Words of Yahweh Shai. For the Father judgeth no man, but after committing all judgment unto the Son. Yahweh Shai is going to be doing a lot of judgments. That all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father, which hath sent him. That all men should honor. The scripture talks about honor thy father, thy mother. Honor the Son as you honor the Father.
Strong's G 5091. Tamao. Tamao.
Didn't realize the music thing was going. I had muted it. To honor, to have in honor, to revere, venerate. Worship the Son, fear the Son, as you the Father. Define venerate.
Venerate.
Regard with great respect, revere the Son as you revere the Father. Worship the Son as you worship the Father. Shai's going to be doing a lot of judgments. It's going to be just judgments. To prove that further, get Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring your judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. The just Yahweh. Click on just.
Strong's H 6662. Sadiq. Sadiq.
Just, lawful, righteous, right, correct, lawful. So it's not referring to like, I'll just take one chicken. No. The righteous, lawful, true, just Yahweh is in the midst thereof. The righteous, true, just Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. He is long suffering, slow to anger. However, say not his mercy is great. What harm hath happened unto me? Remember, he will in no wise let thee go. Romans chapter 8, verse 33. Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? To the elect of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. It is God, it says, it is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai that justifies. So those that have the Tha and the Wa, that mark, the exemption from judgment, who shall let anything to charge against them? They would be of the elect. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has justified them. Who is he that condemneth? It is Hamashiach that died, yea, rather, that is risen again, who was given, Slakin, who is even at the right hand of Yahweh, who also maketh intercession for us. Yahushua maketh intercession for his elect. That is deep. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? Modern day sword is the gun. Got a lot of other weapons though. These have even found a way to weaponize the weather. And you know this man is the devil. He got stuff he got weapons, all kinds of weapons. He's even, he's gonna use robots as a weapon. And don't put it past him to use food as a weapon either. Poison your food. Put a weapon in the food. He's doing that now. Famines. There'll be famines out here. Book of 2nd Ezra talks about famines and stuff. As is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. More than conquerors. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature. Doesn't matter if you're on the top of Mount Everest somewhere, or at the bottom of the ocean, deep, deep, deep in the ocean, or even underneath the bottom of the Mariana Trench, or deep down in the earth. Nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of, says God, from the love of Yahweh, which is in Hamashiach, Yahushai, our Lord. And it goes on. Jeremiah chapter 30. Start at verse 4. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. Because Israel got split. You got 12 tribes of Israel, but there was a split. Then you got southern kingdom and northern kingdom. So Judah can refer to as the southern kingdom, and Israel can refer to as the northern kingdom in the scriptures if you didn't know. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see. Let's go back to verse 5. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Trembling, fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether man doth travail with child. When a woman's in travail, she's giving birth and that, right? Yep, she's giving birth and all that when a woman is in travail. So are men in travail? Men can't get pregnant and have children. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness? Why are all these men with their hands on their loins, as women giving birth in travail? Oh my goodness, this is why. Verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Went into that he already, but he is the elect. You have men and women that are part of the elect that shall be saved out of it. And the children that we consider the elect, they will be saved out of it as well. We call ourselves the hopeful elect because we do not know who the elect are. We are prisoners of hope. But the elect will have certain actions behind what they do. Romans chapter 11 verse 7, read that. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath attained it, and the rest were blinded. The election hath attained what? 100% truth. Elect will have 100% truth, great passion, which is so into the book of Psalm chapter 23. Read Judges chapter 5 verse 11. They that deliver from the noise of archers and places drawing water. They shall rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh, even the righteous acts of the inhabitants of the villages in Yasharellah. Then shall the people go down to the gates. They that are delivered from the noise of archers. What do archers shoot? Arrows. ICBMs, if they go missing and stuff, what are they referred to as? Broken arrows. So ICBMs are arrows. They that deliver from the noise of archers, from the ICBMs, and the places of drawing water. Places of drawing water represent places of captivity. The main place of drawing water of captivity is where? America, Babylon, the door of Babylon. The scriptures, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, the glory of kingdoms. That is the main place of drawing water. If you ever drawn water in a bucket, you know how heavy it is. If you say, well, I would see how heavy it is, you might even hurt yourself, so be careful. Drawing water in the places, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh. The elect are going to rehearse the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of their abilities, the ones that they keep. You will not be able to follow all the laws, statutes, commandments, law, in captivity. To give you an example, Passover. You need a lamb for the male, and scripture goes into it. Whether you can have a male or a goat. To give you the age and all that, but without blemish. Without blemish. Wow. Let's just say you got a lamb without blemish, that's a male. You got your clothes. You can't have mixed fabrics. All your fruit, don't forget about your fruit. The law talks about that with the fruit trees. Let it grow for a certain amount of years, then you may eat it. Oh, wait a minute, don't mix the fruit, don't mix the seeds. Let's get that out. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 9. Thou shalt not sow the vineyard with diverse seeds, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown, and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled. When we go to the store and buy fruit, how do we know? Oh, there it is in verse 11. Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together. Thou shalt make the fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself. You know, there's a bunch of laws, scriptures you cannot keep. This is listen to this, verse 8. When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof, that thou bring not blood upon thine house, if any man fall from thence. So you know this law, our laws is commenced with abilities. So imagine this: in ancient Israel, you build a house. This is a safety law. This is for safety. That they bring not blood upon thine house, if any man fall from thence. So if somebody's on your roof and they fall and die, that blood ain't on you. And that's also providing what? Safety. The laws and such commandments are good. We can't follow all the laws, statutes, commandments in captivity. We won't be able to. And in these human bodies, we're going to sin every day. We're going to sin every day. And if you say, I'll get my own land somewhere, you got to pay your taxes. Do you not? When you pay your taxes. How do you pay your taxes? You need money. How are you going to get that money without a job? What are you doing? You're mining gold somewhere? You're mining gold on a piece of land somewhere? But you're still going to sin every single day. You're not going to be able to follow all the laws, statutes, commandments in captivity. You're going to sin in these fleshly human bodies. Remember, we're not being saved by the law. By grace are you saved through faith, and that not yourselves is a gift of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, as is written about in the book of Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. By grace are you saved through faith, and that not yourselves is a gift of Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Not of works, lest any man should boast. Not being saved by your works. But the elect will have works. So the works will show you that you have faith. For by grace are you saved through faith. The works will show that you possess faith. Because you say, well, you have faith, and you just go out there and commit adultery and arrest and so on and so forth. He that commit adultery lacketh understanding. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32. Whoever commits adultery, what KJV? Oh, there it is. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. So if you have works, that will show you have faith. But you're not being saved by your works. Remember that. We're not being saved by the law. Do we make them void the law through this faith? Romans 3, verse 31, NIV. Do we then nullify the law by this faith? Not at all. Rather, we uphold the law. So now you know. Now you know who the real X-Men are. Yahuwah Shema Shai Willah. Yahuwah Shema Shai Willah. His teachings, letters, and edifying to the flock, the elect of Yahweh Shai. The little flock, the remnant. Yahweh Shai having the point. This was the third time that Yahweh Shai was risen from the dead. After that, he was crucified. So I'm bringing out. Feed my lambs. John 21. Okay, red letter. Words of Yahweh Shai. John chapter 21. Verse 14. This is now the third time that Yahweh Shai showed himself to his disciples. After that, he was risen from the dead. The third time. So when they had dined, Yahweh Shai said unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs. He saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. Okay. He saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved, because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh Shai saith unto him, Feed my sheep. If you truly love Yahweh Shai, that means you're going to keep his commandments. Part of his commandments was to feed his lambs and feed his sheep. Yahweh Shai, feed my lambs, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. 3 different points, 3 different times. If you truly loved me, you would do this. Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Feed my lambs, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. Let's get it. If you love me, keep my commandments. John chapter 14, verse 15. If you love me, keep my commandments. Let the words of Yahweh Shai. On the Christians, though, they just teach lovey-dovey-dub-dub-dub-dub. Remember, though, the fear of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10. The fear of Yahweh. The fear of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Fear to follow Yahweh, the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the holy is understanding. So, what is the beginning of wisdom? If you want to go about obtaining wisdom, how do you do that? You got to first fear the Father and Son. Fear Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. That's a smart thing to do. There's a multitude of ways he could jack you up. You get bit by a rabbit. What I'm saying is rabbit with rabies. Get bit by a rabbit. Rabies in a rabbit. And then die. And so on and so forth. Tetanus is an infectious disease caused by, it goes on, which lives in soil and other environments. So you touch dirt, and boom, contaminated wound. A little bit of dirt got in your shoe. There was a little cut on your toe. And boom. Survive for years in the soil. Windy day, blow up some dirt, boom. You're done. Yahweh Shema Shai get you in a plethora of ways. He can keep you alive and tear you up. Stone man disease. Ooh. A rare genetic disorder that progressively replaces all connected tissues and muscles with bone, forming a second skeleton that restricts movement. So let's try and see. So the human body, if you didn't know about human anatomy, you have connective tissues and so on and so forth, as it was talking about. And muscles. All that's used for moving. So you reach up to the top pantry, the top shelf, you reach up, grab bottled water, whatever, you reach down. With that disease, The stuff that you use to move, that gets replaced with bones. The reason why your bones move is because of your soft connective tissues and stuff and your muscles. Your bones literally don't move. They're just attached to things that do move. But the things that make your bones move become bone. So it's just bone and bone, which means that nothing's going to move. So eventually, if it were to keep spreading, you have to decide now, how are you going to spend the rest of your life in what position? Sirach chapter 19, verse 18. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of Him, and wisdom attaineth His love. So you want to be accepted of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The first step to that is to fear Him. Fear the Father Yahweh, and the begotten Son Yahweh Shai. Remember, for the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son. The Son is who? Yahweh Shai. The Father is who? Yahweh. That all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father which hath sent him. And wisdom attaineth His love. Now, for those of you that might say, well, that can't happen to you because of so on and so forth. Like if you found some information saying, well, that happens at a certain age in genetic birth and you don't have that. Well, Yahweh Shemashah can do whatever he wants to do. You could very well be the first human in existence to have that happen to. Doctors might say it just supernaturally mutated on you. You got, what's that? When a person just busts out on fire. Spontaneous combustion. What they call it. It just turns into fire. In addition to reported cases, descriptions of the alleged phenomenon appear in literature. If both types has been observed. They found, let's see if examples to show it. 67-year-old woman was found burned to death in her house after her landlady realized that the house's doorknob was unusually warm. The lady notified the police. Burned to ash. With only one leg remaining, the chair was sitting and was also destroyed. She was found burned, almost liquefied in the middle of the room. The surroundings were almost untouched. There's been cases, yeah. There was no connection between this fire and that with which the lady got burnt. The cause of fire by death by burning was unknown. Yahweh Shemashah sent an angel to get you too. Angel touching you, burst into flames. Yeah, feel free to do more into this. But you read about there was no cigarettes or nothing, they just burnt alive. Right, now you know who the true X-Men are. Yahweh Shemashah will. This lesson edification was edifying to the flock. The elect of Yahweh Shai is green pastures. Probably the last precept, Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, His glory from the rising of the sun, all the way in the west in America, to all the way in the east to Japan and all that. And His glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up his standard against him. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. What does a flood do? It runs over everything, and yeah, you know what a flood does. If you don't, now you know. It can drown people. It can be very hard to fight a flood.
Strong's H 7307. Ruach. Ruach.
You go fight in the flood, you want some special equipment for that. One of the definitions here for that, for spirit, imparting warlike energy and executive and administrative power. Certain brothers in these last days, let's talk about earlier, going to get spiritual powers to be able to what? That's going to lift up a standard against these troops, martial troops, and so on and so forth. These enemies of the nation of Israel. We saw in the 83rd chapter when Esau sends in his troops.
Strong's H 5127. Noose. Noose.
That's the word for standard. To put to flight, to flee, escape. To put to flight, be able to put to flight the troops. They break in to wherever you live at, go drag you out to bring it to a guillotine or whatever. Brother may become like Superman and kick them all out with spiritual powers. Or he might fly away. Now you know. You'll be like an X-Man. If you get spiritual powers, that means you got that mark. The Tha and the Wa was the Hebrew word there in the blue of the Bible. That exemption from judgment. That would mean that brother's part of the elect. Spiritual powers. So now you know who the true X-Men are. On that note, Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshai, Bashem, Rakak Kodash, Rakta Yahweh, Rakta Yahweh Shai. Shalom.